The girl had just said goodbye to her father when she was caught in a terrorist attack. Her father survived the explosion and immediately rushed into the smoke to look for her, but all he held in his arms was a corpse. So the man took out all his savings and asked the police to find the murderer as soon as possible. However, he got was a perfunctory response because it would affect the politician's election campaign.
What if your wife and daughter were killed by bomb?
I do everything in my power to get justice.
So, I've chosen you.
Soon the man was kicked out of the office. Then the man went to the toilet, took out 2 bottles of explosives, hung them up with a rope, and finally lit a cigarette. By the time he walked out of the government building, the explosives went off. Soon the politician received a call from the man. The man was willing to do anything for revenge. He went home and continued to make bombs. Then he took the bombs to the politician's manor. He covered his car with branches and cleaned up all the traces. When night fell, he took out the sentry and then put the bombs in the stable. As the countdown ended, the stable was ablaze. Hearing the explosion, the politician rushed out immediately. He knew this was another warning from the man, so the politician sent people to arrest the man. Soon the mercenaries found the man in the woods, but the man had already set up traps. A mercenary saw the man's backpack and walked over, only to have his foot pierced by a trap. Using the traps, the man took out all the mercenaries. Then he strapped bombs to his body and entered the politician's room. The man pointed a gun at the politician's head. Facing the man's threat, the politician had no choice but to tell him the information about the murderer. Subsequently, the man disguised himself as a maintenance worker and entered the terrorist's residence. This raised their suspicions. They demanded to search him. Suddenly, the man kicked down a terrorist and snatched his gun. The man hid in a corner and exchanged fire with the terrorist. The last one came at him with a dagger. The man used his stocking to block the attack and then looped it around the terrorist's neck and strangled him. By the time the police arrived, the man had quietly taken the elevator and left.